Hello, who is here with me? Let me know who's here. Tell me who is here. And if you're new to me, let me know that as well. I'm Debbie. Not everybody watches live. So if you're watching this recorded, great. You know, the other day I was watching a YouTube video and it's this Simon Sinek, his name, it's a motivational speaker. I just love listening to him when I'm doing things around my house, like cleaning, organizing. And it was interrupted by so many commercials. And one woman told me that when she watches the live classes, or actually, sorry, when she watches them recorded, because she can't always make it live, that there's so many interruptions for commercials. And then I've since found out that on YouTube, you can actually pay to have a commercial-free version of YouTube. I'm not sure what it is. It's a low monthly cost, definitely worth it. And then I want to also say that it is still annoying to be disrupted, right? So my live YouTube classes, I teach on Thursdays, 11 to 12:15 Pacific Standard Time. There's many since 2020. There are so many videos that are on my channel that you could watch. And I also have programs available where I've created videos and usually clean. They're usually, cleaner, quick. Some are quick, some are longer versions. And that way you just do what you need to do without being interrupted by commercials. So I just wanted to say that if that's something that interests you, yoga therapy for bone health, whether it's balance, posture, strength, flexibility, all the things that are important to do when we are taking care of our body and our bones. And so if you go to my website, debbierobinson.com, you'll learn more about what I offer, or better yet, join my community, which is where I show up the most often. And the mission in there is to share the ways that we can eat, the ways we can manage stress, and the movement piece of yoga, or really of the lifestyle when it comes to taking control of our bone health, because we are in control. And that is the message and mission that I'm sharing with the world, actually, so that we realize that we're actually in control of ourselves as we age. And that really hasn't been the way that it's been thought of or followed by many of us for a lot of years. So let me see who's here. Beth, hello. How are you? Oh, well, I love that you came in, and I love that you say that, because I know for some people they can't do live. And then Beth, you're in the community, aren't you? Stronger Bones Lifestyle Community. Because I just went to Florida and I shot a whole entire hour TV show on bone health and really sharing the message that we are in control of our bones. And in my community, I put up one of the little segments that I did with Gail, and there's going to be more put up there as well. Thanks for the thumbs up for those of you that are giving me thumbs up. Let me see. Okay, Trisha, do I know you? Oh, wow. Okay, Trisha, thank you for saying that to me. 50 years old. Wow, amazing. Well, Trisha, it's for ladies like you that I do this for, and 50 years old to find that out. Traditionally, we don't test bone density until our mid-60s. That's when Medicare covers it. And by then, there's so much bone loss that happened that we were not aware of. It's a lot easier to maintain what you have or to build from here than it is to naively, blindly go down a path of slowly having bone loss occur without realizing it. And then at that point, having to build back or slow down or reverse bone loss. So great for you that you found this and that you're here. Great. So welcome. And I'm glad that you're here. And we're doing this, ladies. That's the message. The message is that we're in control. All right. Any questions for me or requests before I go back there to teach? Today, the topic, and my team picks this topic for me, which is interesting because I look to see, okay, what am I teaching today? And what I am teaching, fall prevention, is really kind of where most of my focus is lately, because fractures happen from falling, and fracture prevention is really what we're focused on. Yeah, I was just having this conversation, Trisha. So Trisha, you are saying that you fell and that's how you found out you had osteoporosis. You were young, you were not at all in the area that we would monitor, look at bone health. And that's how you found out. And that's what's happening. What I'm noticing is that women are falling and fracturing maybe an ankle, a wrist, a finger, or something like that. And then the orthopedic surgeons are noticing the quality of the bones and are recommending that you get a scan, DEXA scan, right? So that's kind of what happened to you. And that is what's happening to a lot of women. So yes, younger and younger women are finding out. And for you, I think you said osteoporosis, right? Yes. Well, I don't know if you've considered BHRT, bioidentical hormone replacement. It is the number one choice in the functional medicine world, which is trying to empower us to take control of our health. All right, let's get started, ladies. Fall and fracture prevention for those ladies and men, I guess, if there's men here. Okay. So let's focus on balance and fall prevention. I don't think we can do too much when it comes to balance, honestly. Now, on a daily basis, finding a single leg balance wherever you are can be a really good thing to do every single day, trying to find that. And so today I'd like to explore even more aspects of what matters when it comes to balance. What are the things we need to think of? It's not just, can I stand on one leg? Can I stand in tree pose without having to put my foot down? It's beyond that. What I'd like you to think about is the word coordination. And the word coordination is in the joints where the bones are meeting. The coordination is the joints trying to figure out the joint below and the joint above. Where is the body weight in space? Are you forward? Are you backward? Are you side or side? And what is that going to do? That's then going to communicate with the front muscles, the back muscles, the side muscles on getting you back to equilibrium, back to center. And a little bit here about internal balance, because when it comes to bone health, we need to make sure that our internal biochemical and physiological balance is such that our body is building bones and not dissolving our bones. So our bones are a bank of minerals. And when the body needs those minerals for certain biological processes, the bones dissolve to release the minerals into the system for whatever part of your body it needs to utilize that. So internal biochemical balance, that's going to be more in the area of stress management, because the hormones that are involved in stress are actually bone dissolving hormones. And so managing stress is keeping that internal balance necessary for bone building. And then the other aspect is the foods that we eat. Food and diet plays such a critical role in bone health, because there are foods that can contribute to an unhealthy gut, to impaired digestion, to inflammation with food sensitivities. And so our food is one area that we need to work on to make sure we maintain internal bone building balance, and our stress management. So today, when you're doing the practice and different components of the practice, try to stay in your moments. The more you could stay right here, right now, you're actually then turning off the stress hormones in the brain. So when you can stay present moment, when you can stay body aware, when you can feel what's happening and be very in tune with what's happening, then you know from a mental emotional perspective, you're stopping the dissolving hormones from being secreted. And so the practice of yoga from the musculoskeletal perspective and the mental emotional perspective are very, very powerful when it comes to bone health. And that will then take that next layer, the biochemistry, the internal bone building, bone dissolving switches, the on and off switches of bone building and bone dissolving. So balance is all of it. And so when we're talking about balance, we want our mind to be balanced, we want our diet to be balanced, and we want our body to be balanced. Now, we're going to do yoga therapy for bone health. And when it comes to the musculoskeletal system, I want you to think of the word coordination in the joints. And we're going to find this proper alignment. The better aligned your joints are, the more communicative they are for balance. So if your body's forward, your front body will protect you. If you're back, your back body. If you're to the side body, or the other side. So let's bring ourselves right here, right now. Before we begin, make sure you have whatever you need a chair, a wall, whatever you need. Today we're going to use a blanket and a strap and a block, which are basic. And I'd like to introduce a couple of other props that I want to use, and you may have them, and if you don't, I'm going to recommend that you purchase them. So this right here is a balance pod. And this balance pod, you can get this on wherever. Usually Amazon. I try not to be using packaging and shipping and all that stuff. If you could find them in a sports store, great. They usually come in a box of 2 or 4 balance pods, also like baby Bozus, I call them. So Bozu, B-O-S-U, both sides up is what that stands for. This here could be great. So we're going to use that at some point today when we are doing the practice. So if you can purchase these. Now I know, of course, you're watching this, you probably have not purchased this, or maybe you do have access. You could also get a washcloth or a hand towel and roll it up into a ball so that when you put your body on, it'll be uneven. Or you may even have a ball that you can put your body on or do some things. So if you have this, I want to teach with this because I'd love it if you could purchase this. And then if you don't have that, and for today's practice, you want to get a little the feeling of what I'll be doing for some of the things, you could get a towel and wrap that up or scrunch it into a ball so it's uneven. That's one thing. And then a tennis ball. So please get a tennis ball when we do the standing part of the practice. I will be using a tennis ball. Lacrosse ball is pretty hard. That's going to feel really intense in the feet. So maybe not a lacrosse ball unless that's something you do often. Or it could be you put a pretty big knot in a hand towel or a kitchen towel, that may be helpful, or you can roll up a washcloth, something that's going to give you some pressure in your feet when we do the standing part of the practice for balance. So go ahead and gather those so that you'll have access to those when we come up to standing. And then bring yourself right here, right now. Let's get ourselves into a place of balance. So let's take our feet a little wider than neutral. Take your feet wider and just start to push your body weight side to side. Push your body weight side to side. And then looking straight ahead, watching here, yet notice what the peripheral view brings in. So you're bringing yourself side to side, pushing your body weight, and bring yourself back to center. Take your hands on your waist. Push your pelvis front to the front. You might feel a stretch in the belly. Then push your pelvis to the side. Keep your legs straight. You may feel a stretch somewhere. Push your body weight back, and then push your body weight to the side. Push your body weight front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. And see if you could take that and make that a circle. Turn that into a circular pattern. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's do the other direction. Front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. And again, here, smoothing out the corners, noticing maybe in your body, we're getting the hips to warm up, the low spine to warm up, so we can get that communication in the joints, the hip joint, the knee joint, the ankle joint, the joints of the feet, and then bringing that up into the joints of the pelvis, the joints of the spine. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Let's come into into a mountain. So coming into a mountain posture here, lift your toes up, spread your toes. Take your hands down alongside your body, close your eyes, and bring your awareness to this moment. Bring your awareness, if you can close your eyes. So for those of you that balance is a little bit more challenging, closing the eyes may be uncomfortable. And if that's you, then gaze forward and about 10 feet in front of you and try not to focus too much. Push your feet, your toes into the floor, the pinky toe edges, the heels. Just notice, just be here right now. Bring your awareness to this moment, slowing down your mental energy to be here. Keep your mouth closed, start to breathe down to your feet. Maybe you feel a little heartbeat, a little acceleration as the body is moving, coming to a slow position. And then bring your awareness to your eyes. As you blink your eyes and allow your eyes to blink open. So let's come down onto the ground. And when it comes to communication for balance, the balance from the feet, up the legs, through the pelvis, up the spine to the brain. So let's get this, make sure that we're unobstructing, we're clearing the cobwebs and the congestion in our body from our feet up to our head. We'll come down onto the ground and do a little bit to open our chest. Typically, our day has us our head forward and maybe the shoulders come forward, and there might be some kind of rounding that comes into the upper spine. So let's come down into the ground. Let's open up the chest. Let's stretch our front top body here. Big power posture muscles right here in the pectorals, in the chest. So coming down onto the ground, make sure you don't bend your spine, bend your knees, bend your hips when you bring yourself down. And then get your blanket. So bring your blanket into a pretty long position. So open up the blanket and then roll your blanket. This is one of my favorite ways to open my chest. And wherever you are, you usually have access to a blanket or a towel. So it's a great way to correct posture. Take your blanket onto the mat, clear your mat for the rest of your props. Now we're going to come down onto the ground, so I'd like you to have your strap handy, and I'd like you to have a balance pod if you have one, and if you don't have one, a ball, because we're going to put our sacrum on that for a little balance in the spine and in the body. And if you don't have that, get a washcloth, or probably better a hand towel or a kitchen towel, because you could roll that up and put that underneath your sacrum and still get your body to try to find the balance there. So put that off to the side so you have access to it. Blanket on the mat, and then you're going to bring your buttocks onto the mat. So you're not sitting on the blanket here. You have your buttocks right at the edge of the mat. And then coming on to hold onto your legs. Hold onto your legs, keep your elbows out to the side, so really active. Nice long front spine. Activate your pelvic floor. So imagine at the very base of your body, you're drawing towards center to hold onto a blueberry, and then draw upwards with your pelvic floor towards your lower ribs as you keep your front spine nice and long. Activate your core as you bring yourself down onto the blanket. And then if you need to lift your pelvis up to find alignment in your body, your sacrum is on the ground, your pelvis is on the ground, keep your knees bent, let your feet fall in towards each other. And then lift your head, lengthen your neck, tuck your chin towards your chest. Feel the blanket right in the center of your head, and then take your arms out to the side. Now you may feel a pretty strong stretch here, so you may need to have your arms straight or your elbows bent. You see what feels best for you. Close your eyes, bring yourself to this moment, and bring yourself to the place of feeling and noticing. So noticing here that there may be a pretty decent stretch for you in front of the shoulders, the chest. Now, for those of you that have any shoulder rotator cuff issues, the pulling may be a little too intense if you do have any issues in your shoulders. So you may want to unbend your elbows and lower the arms if that's you and you need a little reprieve. Otherwise, go to a place where you feel a pretty decent stretch here, correcting posture, freeing up some tightness in the shoulder joint. And then lift your head, lengthen your neck, make sure you're nice and long here. So let's begin with a little bit of movement, the upper back and neck. This is an important area when it comes to balance and coordination. A lot of communication up your spine, balancing your head on top of your spine. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly let your head move in one direction. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center. Exhale the other direction. Now the eyes are closed if you can. And feel the head go side to side here. There's a downward movement or motion with the head and a stretch in the upper back and neck muscles. So feel this. You're also going to feel the chest muscles respond. Feel that side to side movement of your head. Your exhale takes you into the stretch. Your inhale brings you back to center. Exhale into the stretch, inhale back up to center. And then one more each direction. And then bring yourself back to center. Now the arms freeing up a little bit more in the shoulder area. This plays a pretty important role in posture and in balance. When the body is trying to figure out, are you forward, backward, side, or side? We want to be in this nice aligned position. So if there's tightness in the front of the body, tightness in the shoulders, tightness in the chest muscles, that's going to lead to pulling forward of your body. So let's take the arms and moving the arms alongside your body. You inhale to reach your arms up back towards the wall behind you. You could let your fingertips touch above your head or let your arms go up and straight back to the wall behind you. And then exhale, slide the elbows either straight down towards the foot edge of the mat or let the elbows come in towards the waist. You decide what feels better for your body. Your arms are moving up on the inhale, lengthening, and exhale coming back down towards the waist on the exhale. Feel that in your body. Inhale up, exhale back. Let's do, finishing this motion, take 2 more. And then take your arms out to the side. Take 3 breaths here. Try to move your arms into a position where you feel a pretty deep stretch in the shoulder chest area. So whether that's sliding the arms up towards the wall behind you, reaching them wider, try to explore moving in a way that creates more stretch in your chest. Take 1 more breath. And then you're gonna walk your feet a little closer to your body. Bring yourself onto your side. So come off the prop. Come all the way onto the side. Take a couple of breaths here to let your spine go back to a neutral position. And then take your hand on the ground. Really use the arm and the hand here to push yourself up away from the floor. And then take your blanket. Let's bring the blanket into a fold to put underneath your head. So we're gonna go down on the ground. We're gonna prepare the body a little bit to free up the communication in the body, the communication from the feet and through the proprioceptive nervous system, through the muscles, through the joints, through the connective tissue, the soft tissue of the body. So the more hydrated you are, the better that transmission is. If you think about when lightning strikes, if you are in a puddle, you can get shocked because the transmission of electricity goes through the water. Same thing in our body. The more hydrated your tissues are, the more communicative your body will be. So that's one more aspect of hydration, whether you're drinking wet liquids or eating wet foods to stay nice and hydrated. And then making sure that you work on flexibility and stretching your body and moving your body to get your lymph to flow, to get all of your connective tissue to unobstruct the cobwebs that we can accumulate in our body, so our body will be nice and communicative for balance, for fall and fracture prevention. So we're gonna come down onto the ground and the blanket, get a blanket and get a strap, and then have a ball nearby. So if you do happen to have a mini balance pod, you could get that. And if you don't, a towel that you're gonna roll up or you're gonna tie in a knot or something. We're gonna need the strap as well. So come to sit on your buttocks here. Now, the core plays a critical role when it comes to balance and fall and fracture prevention. So let's do a posture called Navasana boat pose. So the core is where the legs attach to your body and then all the way underneath the rib cage, right here, focusing on this part of our body. And there's really more parts of our body that are core related. But let's focus on this part of our body here, which we traditionally think of as the core. So the base of your core is your pelvic floor. You're going to grab a blueberry. So feel this inward movement as if you were holding onto a blueberry at the base of your body. And then wrapping around a corset action with the oblique muscles. And then your pubic bone, which is here, and your lower ribs here. If you draw them towards each other, we contract those deep flexor muscles and core muscles as well. So take your hands underneath your thighs. Walk your feet back till you come to a place where we're actually balancing on our pelvis. Look forward and up as you rock forward and back on your sits bones. These are round bones at the base of our pelvis, bones that we want to strengthen, bones that we want to make sure do not fracture. So really taking some care of raising awareness to what is it that we're focusing on and working on. Moving back and forth in your pelvis. Now let's come into the posture. So come up and lift your legs into a 90-90. Keep your elbows out to the side. Activate your pelvic floor and your core, and then pull your knees towards your heart and your heart towards your knees. Lift your chest, look forward and up. If you want to explore a little bit more challenge, you could take one hand off. Feel that side of your body working. Put that hand back, take the other side off, and feel that side. The hip flexors and the core, put that back. If you want to try taking both hands off, really pull the knees towards your heart towards your knees. Arms are long. Don't let your spine round here. Keep pulling the knees towards the chest and the chest toward the knees. Activating the core, the pelvic floor, the core, heart up, knees towards chest. Take one more breath and then bring yourself out. And then just take a rest. Make sure your spine is nice and long here. So if you use your forearm bones to press into your lower leg bones, that helps to support you so that you don't go into a slouch position. So really keeping yourself and coming towards the front edge of your pelvic bones. So just being very body aware. I believe the more awareness we have in our body, the better we can take care of our body. And then let's bring ourselves down onto the ground. So contract your core. Roll through the tailbone, the sacrum, towards the top of your pelvis, really using those core muscles to bring yourself down. Once you get down, move yourself into a position where the blanket is only underneath your head and your neck area, not underneath the torso. And then draw the knees in one at a time, pretty wide. Rock yourself side to side. Bring your hands on the ground. Bring your knees so your knees come right out of your pelvis. And start to bend and unbend the knees. Keep the upper leg bones where they are. Let this be the knees. So we are now activating the hamstrings and the quadriceps, the thigh muscles. Lift your head up, lengthen your neck. Now, if there's a lot of pulling, you feel your chest pulling up, you feel your head pulling up and your nose turning towards the wall behind you, you could do an extra fold on the blanket. The knees away from your chest, closer to coming right out of the joint, is going to be more intense. If this is too much, you could draw your knees a little closer to your chest. That'll tilt your pelvis back, flatten your low back into the ground. So just be aware of where are you in your body in terms of strength, in terms of being able to manage your pelvis here. Notice the low back is off the ground unless the knees come closer. Probably noticing some heat generating here. Start to reach through the heels and flatten the soles up towards the sky. Feel the stretch now coming into the calf area, the Achilles tendon, and maybe into the feet, to the plantar fascia. All important aspects of communication for balance. Bring yourself back to neutral. Can you do both at the same time? Legs straight up towards the sky, trying to unbend the legs, whatever it is you have in your body. One more. Now take your legs up, spread your legs so they're about 12 inches apart, and strongly point your feet. Feel the tops of your feet stretch, and then strongly pull your toes towards you. Reach up with your heels. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Bring yourself up now. Imagine there's a Sharpie marker on your toes. Very big, slow circles. Now you're feeling the core work here. You're having to stabilize your pelvis here with the core muscles. Lift your head, lengthen your neck, go in the other direction. And feel that work here. Now go ahead and bend your knees, drive your knees into your chest. So that's core work, and then we're warming up the lower extremities. Bring your feet on the floor, take your hands on your belly, close your eyes. And then open your eyes. Take your arms out to the sides. Take your feet so that your feet are off of your mat. You're all the way off your mat. Keep the soles of the feet on the floor, and let's let the knees go side to side. So this is now coming into the hip joint, the internal, external rotation. You're going to feel your body weight go back and forth across the pelvis. The pelvis is on the floor. Feel that. Knees side to side. Arms are out to the side. Knees side to side. Feel in your body, whatever it is you feel. You could close your eyes, coming to the present moment, become very body aware here. Now let's let the legs go a little farther to the side. You roll onto the edges of your heels. Whatever direction your knees go in, let your head go in the opposite direction. And if you'd like, you could reach underneath and grab a hold of the top edge of your mat. Thumb underneath, fingers are on top. When you inhale to the side, exhale to contract your core to bring your legs back up to center. Inhale, let your legs go the other direction, head opposite of knees. Inhale back, inhale out to the side, and exhale back up to center. Feel this stretch. This is a windshield wiper. This is warming up the midsection of the body, warming up the hip joint, warming up the low back. Core is getting involved. So feel this in your body, windshield wiper. Lots of communication for balance in the hip and pelvic area. One more each direction. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your feet onto the floor, close your eyes, hands on your belly. Another connection moment. Feeling, noticing. And then open your eyes. So let's do a little to stretch the legs. We want that communication for balance to be there. So take the strap and bring the right leg in and take the strap on the arch of the right foot. Walk your hands up the leg. Now the intention here, we are going to stretch the back of our leg. What we really want here is the pelvic bones that are like rocking chair legs. The hamstring muscles attach onto the pelvis there. We want to lengthen the hamstring, which is actually attaches here behind the knee onto the lower leg bone, and then it attaches here onto the pelvis. So we want to stretch this muscle here, the hamstring. The strap is on the right foot. Take your hands up towards your feet. So arms are straight. Don't hold the strap down here. Take your arms and take your arms up. Your hands are as close to your foot as you can get. And pull the toes towards you. The sole of the foot is up towards the sky. Make sure your foot is not angled to the side. Your toes aren't pointing out to the side. Toes are pointing straight back. The toes are towards you, so you could feel that your sole is pretty flat up towards the sky. Then with your left leg, if you're able to straighten the left leg, active left foot, push that left leg into the floor as well. Now pull down with the strap, push the right knee away from you, and let's go into the stretch. Pull the right leg towards a wall behind you. Try not to tilt your pelvis back. Don't let your low back flatten into the ground. Push your right leg away and pull it back at the same time. Feel the pressure in the right buttock. So don't pull the leg back so far that your pelvis actually tilts back and your low back on the right side flattens towards the ground. We want to stay in the neutral pelvis here. The pressure you'll feel is in the center of the right buttock. Push the right knee away and then pull it back. Create a lot of opposing force to stretch that hamstring muscle group at the back of the thigh. Lift your leg, lengthen your neck. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and release. Let's take the left leg, bring the left foot up into the strap. Take the right leg, you can keep the knee bent or take the right leg long, it's up to you. And then we want to stretch the hamstring here, so walk your hands up that leg, pull down to feel that deeply rooted left buttock area, arms are straight. Then you push the left leg away and you pull the left leg towards the wall behind you. Keep that foot flat up towards the sky, pull the toes towards you. Feel that stretch in the back of your left leg. You're pushing away and pulling back. Push and pull, create that opposing force. Push away, pull back. If the right leg is straight, pull the right toes towards you, push that right foot into the floor, push that left leg away, pull that left leg back. Take one more breath. And then go ahead, take the strap off. Draw the knees into your chest, keep them wide, and rock side to side. Put your feet on the floor, close your eyes, hands on your belly, check in with how you're feeling and what you notice. And open your eyes. So one of the components of balance is to have a very strong back body. So let's first use our balance pod that we have here and feel what's happening in our body. So the balance pod, you could put it on the round side or the flat side. And we're going to put it in the sacrum, which is the middle of the pelvis at the back. It's actually the base of the spine, and it's where the nerves branch off that go down to the feet that then come back up with that communication of where are you in space. So if you walk your feet closer to your body, you push your pelvis up towards the sky, put that balance pod right in the center of your sacrum area. And then it's up to you. You could leave the blanket there or take the blanket away from the back of your head. Depends on your body, what feels appropriate for you. And then just let that be there first. Close your eyes. So the visual is a part of balance. When you close your eyes, your body has to do a little bit more. Just even notice if here there's any wavering back and forth. And make sure that the Bosu ball or the balance pod or towel, whatever you have, is right in your sacrum, which is the very center of your pelvis. Let's do a little to challenge ourselves. So take your hands down alongside your body, walk your feet in, draw one knee in at a time, and let your feet dangle. So you don't want your leg muscles to do too much work here. And then close your eyes here with the legs in the air and try to keep your legs coming right out of your pelvis, not too close to your chest. So keep your legs out, you're out, coming right out of the pelvis, right out of the joints. Exploring a little more, you can take one leg up towards the sky and then the other. Now try to let your legs be heavy. Have a little bend in the legs. Try not to have the legs too close to your heart. Have this upper leg bone come right out of the pelvis. Shake your feet a little here, just feeling and noticing what you notice here. Eyes are closed. Notice if you feel this back and forth. It might be small. It might be random to feel your body figuring out. And then let's add a little bit more. Take your arms up towards the sky. And if you push your hands up towards the sky, the shoulder blades will start to come off the floor. And that's a point of stability for balance. Let your legs be heavy. Noticing here if your body is trying to move or figure out where you are in space. And then a little challenge. Take your legs out to the sides. Let the legs be heavy, not doing a lot of action in the legs. And maybe one leg out to one side, one arm out to the other. You'll feel the core activate when you do that. And just a little challenge here, just to feel this tiny communication and this movement that takes place in the center of your body. You can move your legs in any direction. Bring yourself back to center, and then bring yourself down. And see if you notice there the core working. Take that balance pod out. Bring yourself back. You can put the blanket behind your head or not. Up to you. Close your eyes. Check in, noticing what you notice. So I do recommend these as a good prop to practice balance. So let's do bridge posture. Now the back body being strong is critical when it comes to balance. So you could have a short fold of a blanket underneath your head. Take your feet, unbend your knees so your feet go where they go, and then walk them a little wide, the width of the mat so the pinky toe edges are lined up with the mat. Take your arms alongside your body, push your arms into the floor so you can lift your rib cage up, slide your shoulder blades towards each other. So getting yourself in this nice alignment position, then push your feet into the floor, tilt your pelvis back, pull your pelvis away from your rib cage as you tilt your pelvis back and you bring your pelvis back down onto the ground. Lift your head, lengthen your neck, and then come onto fingertips like you're holding a frosted cupcake. Your feet are pressing into the floor. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis back, squeeze your buttocks, and just lift your buttocks off the floor to about the lower ribs. Push your toes into the floor, your feet into the floor. Bring yourself up, and then inhale to lower. Exhale, tilt your pelvis back, push your feet into the floor, squeeze your buttocks a lot to push your pelvis up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to rise. Inhale to lower. Now notice the knees. Are your knees moving in towards each other or are they moving out? Try to keep the knees stationary. Don't let them move in or out. Make most of the action here in the buttock area. You'll feel this in the hamstrings. You'll feel this in the buttocks. You exhale to contract, to push up. You inhale to lower. Close your eyes. You're going to start to feel the heat in the quads, in the buttocks as you press yourself up and bring yourself out. Exhale to rise, inhale to lower. Squeeze the buttocks to lift up and lower. And then on the next one, you're going to come up little pulses. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You could be posteriorly tilted or tilted back as well. Make sure the knees are not moving here and feel the heat generating in the buttocks. Feel the heat in the quads, the hamstrings. One more. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Let everything relax, feeling that work in the buttocks. Walk the feet closer, draw the knees into the chest, and rock side to side. So bridge pose, I believe, is really one of the healthiest aging postures in the practice of yoga. It keeps that back body and the lower body strong, which is so important for fall and fracture prevention, so important for balance, important for healthy aging, important for our back muscles, our hip joint, our knee, really important. So doing bridge can be a very great way to keep ourselves healthy and strong and focus on all the things that really matter. So the next thing, we're gonna come and we're gonna do a bridge where we're actually gonna bend the spine. When the feet are closer to the body, you can get a higher lift and you can actually get more involvement in the rib cage, coming off the ground and then bending the thoracic spine. I like to do a bridge with a strap because this also activates the side body muscles, which are really important for balance and fall and fracture prevention. And you get a little bit more access when you push into the strap and get that lateral chain to activate, to get a little higher lift, to get a little bit more bend in your spine. So get your strap. And you'll need a loop in your strap, or you could tie it. So get a loop or try to tie the strap if you don't have access to a loop. And then walk your feet closer. Bring your feet through the strap. Bring the strap to the top part of your thighs, and then tighten it so that you get just about a fist distance between your legs here. Now, when we come up with the bridge, we want to make sure we do not have a towel or blanket or a towel behind your neck. So move that away. Lift your head, lengthen your neck. Press your arms into the ground so you can lift your rib cage up and slide your shoulder blades towards each other. You could keep your arms like this because feel this, how you push into the floor strongly with those upper arm loads. You can feel the back of your body. You're pushing away from the floor, so the pushing muscles in the back of the body are turned on when you do this. Walk your feet closer to your body. Push out on the strap. And then let's practice a couple of strong pelvic tilts here. Inhale. As you exhale, contract the pelvic floor. Push the blueberry up towards lower ribs. Imagine you're holding onto a blueberry. Feel all that work in your body when you do that strong pelvic tilt. Flatten the low back. Inhale and exhale. And then bring yourself to neutral. Lift your head, lengthen your neck, push your arms into the floor. Walk your feet as close as you can get them. Push out on the strap. Tilt your pelvis back. Try to flatten the low back. Inhale. As you exhale, push your feet into the floor, squeeze your buttocks, push out on the strap, push your pelvis up, then bring the arms into it, push the arms in, let the rib cage come up, feel the stretch in the front of the body, feel the work in the back of the body. Inhale slowly to lower down. Exhale, push your feet in, push out on the strap, squeeze the buttocks, push the pelvis up towards the sky, push the arms into the floor, pelvis is lifting. Inhale to lower. Exhale. And inhale. One more. On the next one, we're going to come up. Push your feet into the floor. Exhale. Push out on the strap. Squeeze the buttocks. Bring yourself up. Push your arms into the floor. You could keep your arms bent, pushing in so you could bend your spine. If you're able to straighten the arms and get that action, you could try that. But if you go into a rounding of the chest, go back to bent arms. Or if you reach under, keep your arms straight. You could slide more of the side arms underneath, pressing the shoulders towards the center, the shoulder blades towards the center. Then press the shoulder blades up towards the sky to get as much of a back bend come into your spine as possible. Push out on the strap, squeeze the buttocks, push the feet into the floor. Lengthen your knees away from you and bend your spine. No pressure in the head and neck. Squeeze your buttocks, push out on your strap, push your arms into the ground.
Feel that strength at your back of your body. Push your feet, squeeze your buttocks, push out on your strap. Push your arms, whether the elbows are bent, the arms are straight, or the hands are clasped. Feel the back of your body. Close your eyes. Strong back body, really important for balance, for fall prevention, for fracture prevention. And also therapeutic for hip joint, low back, or spine, knees. Take one more breath. So coming down slow, if you come onto your tippy toes, tilt your pelvis back. Try to press the rib cage towards the ground first. Keep your pelvis pretty high away from the ground as you place your rib cage onto the floor. You'll feel the stretch coming into the low back muscles, the stretch coming into the spine. Bring your pelvis all the way to the ground. Go to neutral so you feel the weight in the sacrum, which is the base of the spine. Reach up, grab the blanket, put the blanket underneath your head, and then walk your feet closer to your body. Take the strap off. Bring the knees into your chest and bring the knees wide. And then put the soles of the feet up towards the sky and hold on to the legs with the wrists or the hands, soles of the feet up towards the sky. Legs are really wide here. This is called a happy baby. It's going to posteriorly tilt your pelvis, stretch the low back muscles, flatten the low back into the floor, bring it into a flexion position. If you are flexible enough to reach up and grab onto your big toes, so the 2 fingers in between the big toe and second toe, and put the thumb on the big toenails, you've got to keep your legs wide here. So you could do a happy baby holding onto your feet, or stay with holding onto the legs. Flattening the low back into the ground, lift your head, lengthen your neck. And then bring your feet onto the ground. Let's close the eyes. Check in here with how you're feeling, what you're noticing. We're going to come up to a standing position, or actually, so we're going to come up from here. Take your knees in, roll onto your side. Keep your knees really high. That'll help protect the low back. So keep your knees high towards your chest when you come to the side, not far away from you. Keep your hands high, your legs high, and then really push away with your pushing muscles to bring yourself up. So clear your space. That's another aspect of fall prevention, is having nothing in the way that will cause you to fall. So bring the blanket underneath your knees. Come on to all fours. And let's stretch our feet, stretch our calves. Take the foot, bend the toes, all of them, and push through the heel. Your gaze is forward, so lifting your head up to look forward is strengthening the upper back and neck muscles, which are important for posture. Spread your fingers here, and then shift. So you put the other foot back, you reach through the heel, you bend the toes, stretching the foot, stretching the calf, plantar fascia, Achilles tendon, posterior chain muscles. And then bring yourself up to kneeling. Take your hands, move, articulate the joints of the hands, and then reach, be active here. Take your wrists, go slow in one direction, and then in the other. So we're going to do something called spinal balance. Spinal balance is a great way to keep the back of your body strong. The way that balance and posture works in the body
is diagonal. So one foot translates up to the opposite side lower back area, which then translates up to the opposite side upper shoulder and neck area. So we have this pattern that takes place in our body. We're going to do spinal balance, lifting opposite arm, opposite leg off to strengthen that diagonal pattern in the back of the body for posture, for balance, for fall prevention. So bring yourself onto all fours, point your fingers are forward and spread your fingers so you keep your wrists nice and strong here. Let's take the right foot back and take the left hand forward. So as you inhale, you lift the right leg up and bring the right leg down. Contract the right glutes, keep those toes pointing down towards the ground, and then bring that right leg down. Inhale, let the left arm come up and down. Up on the inhale, down on the exhale. One more. And then let's shift. Take the right hand forward, left leg back. Keep your gaze forward. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Toes still stay down towards the ground. Don't let your toes flare out to the side. It's not about how high you lift. Just be nice and linear and effective. Keep the toes down. Contract the glute as you lift that leg up. And then bring your foot back down. Right hand is forward. Inhale to raise. Exhale, lower. Inhale. And one more. Bring the right hand down. Let's take the left hand long, right leg long, toes down towards the ground. Look forward. You can have your eyes open or closed. Exhale. Inhale. Right leg, left hand. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Stay here. Reach long with the right hand, long right with the right leg, and long with the left hand. Toes are pointing down towards the ground. Squeeze the buttock, lift the leg, lift the arm. Take one more breath, and then bring yourself back down. Take the right hand forward, left leg long. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Left leg, right arm. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Lengthen and lift. So you're lifting up and long. One more. Stay here. Reach long with the left leg, long with the right arm. Press that left hand into the ground. Contract your core to help stabilize your torso. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Bring yourself to a rest position. If your knees bend, you could be in a squat. Otherwise, you could sit with, stay in a high squat. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat. Notice what you notice in your body. And then open your eyes. So spinal balance, sometimes it's called bird dog, is a really great way to work on strengthening the back of your body and your balance muscles. It's a good beginning posture. It's a good way for you to track and notice the improvements of your balance over time. As a teacher, witnessing thousands of people practice this over the years, that is one posture I notice in the beginning when people start. They may be coming like this, falling out of it, or being very wobbly, and then being able to be nice and controlled. So you actually can feel in your own self and notice in your own self the improvements of practicing that core work, spine work. That's really important that we strengthen when we're doing the spinal balance. So it's a great way for you to notice within your own self, and it's a great way to strengthen the muscles that are important when it comes to posture, balance, and fall and fracture prevention. So we're going to come to standing. So come on to all fours. Take your knees wide, take your feet wide. So getting up and down safely from the floor is important, and it's important to practice this. So pay attention to the joints, the knees, the hips, the feet when you do this. Take your feet wide as your mat, and take your knees wide. Take your hands wide as your mat. Let's push the body back so we start to bend the hip. We start to stretch the glute muscles. Feel that in your body, come forward and back.
Keep your head lifted. Notice, does your head want to hang down? Is it easier for you to look down? And keep working on keeping your head forward. This is strengthening those upper back and neck muscles that are important for good posture. Now you're going to push yourself back, lift your heels. Heels are off the floor, lift your knees up and bring yourself down. Keep your gaze forward that whole time. Exhale to rise. Inhale down. Exhale. Knees are down. One more. You're going to exhale, bring yourself back and stay here. Gaze is forward. Spread your fingers. Push your heels down towards the ground. This is stretching the calf, the Achilles tendon, the plantar fascia. All parts of your legs that are communicating balance. Push both heels towards the ground. Walk your hands back until your feet touch the ground. Both soles are on the floor. Knees are bent deeply, hips are bent deeply. Working strength muscles in the lower body. Take your hands on your thighs, look forward. And then you're going to slowly bring yourself up. Let's clear the space. Take your blanket off. And then you may want to use a chair and a tennis ball. If you don't have a tennis ball, get a washcloth or something you could tie in a knot like a kitchen towel or a hand towel. So let's use the ball. This is a really great way to keep the communication for balance through your body. Pretty challenging. So I like to use a tennis ball, something pretty firm. Don't get one that's broken or one that you might have flattened to play pickleball with or paddle tennis or something. Make sure it's a pretty firm ball. And let's put the ball on the ground. When you bend down, bend your joints nicely. Don't round your spine. Let's begin with the right foot. So take the right foot, the right arch of the foot, and put as much pressure on the ball as you can. So stand on here, try not to let the top part of your foot or the back of your foot touch the floor. Let that ball be right in the center of your arch and put as much pressure on it as you can. You could even add a little more pressure by taking the left leg forward and pushing down there. You could even lift the left heel off the floor. You could challenge yourself here. So your right foot is not touching. The right foot is on the ball. You're not letting the toes touch or the heel. You're on your left tippy toes and you're looking straight ahead. You're going to notice that the balance really starts to get involved here because now you only have the left toes on the floor and you don't have the right foot touching. The right foot is on a ball, so it's having to figure out where you are in space. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Turn your right foot so that you're in the arch of the right foot. And you know, the arch is shaped like a half moon. So push with as much force as you can handle and move yourself around, move the foot around. Now, this is crazy, but if you take this congestion out of the feet, if you do have issues, it can free up tightness that's in the knees, that's in the hip, that's in the low back. And all of that is going to get in the way of communication of fall and fracture prevention. Bring the ball of the foot onto the top part of the foot and grab the ball with your toes. Feel the strength here. Feel your toes wrapping around. You could look down. Your heel is on the ground. Your ball is on the toes. And then take the left foot forward. See if you could balance here in your heel without using your toes. So you have your chair there if you need. You may be able to be near a wall. Look straight ahead because that'll help you. And then let your body move in space the way that it does. This is all great for strengthening the joints, for creating that great line of communication. Come out of that and take the ball into the heel. Press the ball in the heel, spread the right toes, put the ball of the foot under the floor, put the toes under the floor, bring the left foot forward. Look straight ahead, nice long spine. And then if you'd like, you could take the left foot up. Really grab the floor with the right toes. Look straight ahead. So you have a ball. I prefer to use a ball. You could also use a knot that you tie into a hand towel, or you could roll up a washcloth or even tie a knot in a washcloth.
just create this uneven surface that your foot has to be on, and then allow this communication to take place. You could, now the toes, having the toes on the ground is definitely better. If you want to be a little bit more fancy with this, you could even bring your body weight forward, bending in the hip joint, not in the spine, and bring yourself back. So wherever you are in your practice, in your strength, in your joint coordination, you do what's appropriate for you. And then bring yourself all the way out. Take that ball up and down your foot. And let's go to the other side. Left sole of the foot is on the ball. Right foot comes forward. Don't let the left foot touch the floor. Let the pressure be in the arch. Feel all of that. Now, for some, this is crazy, intense, lots and lots of sensation, depending on what's going on in your body. And I have had women that have had chronic knee issues heal their chronic knee issues by doing this like myofascial deep tissue release work. And because we're doing the feet, we're clearing the cobwebs and the communication for balance from the feet on up. So put that pressure there. If you want to try here to lift the right heel up, you may want to try to take the hand off. Let that right foot figure where it is. Let the left foot figure out. And then if you have a wall near you or a chair, that may help you feel a little bit more stable. So practice here on your mat, challenging your joints and your body and your communication for balance. And then bring yourself out. So now you have the arch of your foot. So tilt your foot to the side. It's a half moon. Press down with as much pressure as you can. I like to bend my joints so I can really push down into the arch. And then we're going to take our heel, put the heel on the floor, wrap your toes around the ball. Feel that muscular action. So we've got to keep our feet strong, and you'll feel the stretch as you wrap your toes around like a eagle landing on a pole with the talons going around the ball of the flagpole. Push your heel into the floor, wrap around, and feel that stretch and strength. If you want to practice balance here, you bring your right toes forward, push your right heel into the floor, and then you can lift your right leg up, using the wall if you have it, the chair. Just let all that happen in your body. Looking straight ahead. And then bring yourself out. So the toes are needed for balance. And right now we don't have access to the toes because they're on an uneven surface. So now if you put the left heel into the ball, spread the toes, put the ball of the foot onto the floor, put the toes onto the floor, press down, bring the right foot forward so that you're putting your weight in that left side. And then you can practice here, taking the right foot up, or you could stay with the right toes on the floor, right heel up, look straight ahead, grab the floor with the left foot, and just feel all this in your body, all this movement, this communication. Here, if you wanted to do challenge, depending on where you are, you could actually bend forward, putting more weight in that front hip. Keep your spine nice and long. Or you can put your legs out to the side, moving your body so that your communication in that left side, just whatever it is for you that feels appropriate for you. Practicing. Bring yourself back. Take the ball up and down the foot. And then take the ball and move the ball off somewhere so it's not going to come back to you. So look at it, make sure it went away. So let's do a little with balance. Let's take yourself into tree pose. So from mountain, lift your toes, spread your toes, toes are down. Take your hands alongside your body, chair if you need it, wall if you need it. Feel your feet right now, warming them up with the ball, moving all that. Do you feel a real solid, firm foundation? Hands to the side or on your waist. Push your body to one side, bend the opposite toes and knee out to the side. Bring yourself into a tree pose. So the knee is out to the side, Your foot is in between your ankle and your knee. Don't press into the inner knee joint. Hands are out to the side. Push away from the floor to get nice and tall in your body. Knee out to the side. And then feel all that. Feel the communication in the ankle, in the leg. And then we really woke all that up with the tennis ball or whatever it is you used. You could try to add an eye, closing an eye here. You could try to add moving your head and doing even more challenge. Really grab the floor with the foot you're standing on. Just feel and notice what you just did by moving and waking up your feet for balance. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself down. Let's go to the other side. Toes are lifted, toes are spread, toes down on the ground. Push your body weight to the other side. Bend your knee out to the side, bend your foot, and then come into tree on this side. And here, whatever it is you want to do. You could close an eye, you could look up, you could look to the side, do whatever it is, but I want you to really feel and notice your foot. Notice the ball of the foot, the toes, the pinky toe edge, the arch, and the heel. When we do the ball, we put all that pressure and all that movement, we actually wake up the communication, and that is what is going to support us and help us when it comes to fall and fracture prevention. Take one more breath and bring yourself out. So one heel up at a time. So for fall and fracture prevention, practice keeping your feet strong, keeping them limber, keeping them aware, and unclogging, uncongesting the communication system from our feet all the way up to our head. So let's come down into Shavasana. So final rest to let that integrate into our body. So go ahead and get a blanket. We're going to come down into the ground, whatever you do for your final rest, to let the integration, to let the new memory of communication and balance come into your body after all that you just did to raise that awareness internally.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. And bring your awareness down to your feet, to the soles of the feet. Notice if you feel the toe pads, the ball of the foot, the pinky toe edge, the arch. Bring your awareness to the ankles, tops of the feet, the whole foot, and each foot. Notice how aware you are of your feet. Then slowly bend one knee at a time, put the soles of the feet on the ground, feel that connection, the toes, the balls of the feet, the pinky toe edge, the heels. Wiggle your fingers, open and close your hands, lift your arms off the floor, move your wrists around. And then draw one knee at a time in, a little wide with your knees. Press your thighs towards your belly, pressing low back into the ground, side to side. And then come on to your side. From here, push yourself up. Closing your eyes. Sit nice and tall. Take your hands, rub your hands together. Press your hands to your heart to your hands. Lengthen the back and neck. Tuck the chin down and press the chin back and up. Closing with a humming vibrational sound to settle your mind, your body. Take a big inhale. Hands to the forehead, bowing in gratitude. So balance is something that we can lose as we age because our muscles are degenerating, which means the communication throughout our body won't be as strong. If we are dehydrated, if our body gets tight, then all of that's going to affect the communication and balance. So balance is something we actually actively have to keep working on to maintain in our lives for fall prevention and fracture prevention so that we don't get injured and we can continue to live a very active life. All right, so who's here with me live? How was that for those of you that are here live? And those that are watching it recorded, I hope you learned some things. I'd like to hear from you what your experience was. Like if you like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and share this with someone that needs to hear this, that needs to see this, that needs to learn this. Balance is something we need to work on for the rest of our life. Fall and fracture prevention is critical to happy and healthy aging. Sharon, yeah, Sharon, that's a good question. So I am creating some programs and I'm going to do some recordings and programs around them. I think the balance pods are amazing. They're great for so many different things. But I'll actually create a little bit more on that. Are you in my membership, the Stronger Bones Lifestyle Community? That's a place that I am showing up often in and doing a lot in there. So
I would recommend that. I do actually feel like you might be in there though, right? Wow. Yeah. Fractured your ankle. I love all of these like symbols. These, I don't know what that is. The crowns. Is that a new thing? I'm just seeing that. I haven't seen that before. It shows me like who's here, and I love it. It's like all the princesses are here, all the queens. All right. So I don't know if you're able. No, not at this time. Okay. So my community, really low price, monthly fee. I bring in experts. I just had a functional medicine physician speak with us for 90 minutes on hormones, on heart health, on what to ask your doctor to run, what labs to run. I'm doing a cooking class in there next week on food to support hormones, because hormones are critical for bone health. And there's just a lot in there. So it's a great low-cost way to be very informed when it comes to bone health and healthy aging. So I really recommend my Stronger Bones Lifestyle community. That's where I'm putting a lot of my energy in, so I can work with a lot of people at once and not just, just do a lot. I want to be able to work with a lot of women at once. So I was going to put that in there. But if you go to my website, debbierobinson.com, you'll have access to that really low cost offering that I have. So yes, and I will be doing more with balance pods. We'll see what happens with that, and programs that focus specifically on certain areas. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Until we meet again, whether that's virtual or live. Most of what I do seems to be virtual, although I do teach live classes 5 a week. And you could sign up for those through Torrance Memorial Medical Center, which is the hospital that I teach for and I have taught for since 2014. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day and be balanced. Kendall. Let me see. Okay. I joined after the start. I'm not finding the breaths in versus out intuitive. Sometimes we inhale and stretch, and other times we exhale. Yes. And thank you, Kendall. Here's what I would say is that there typically, when we are lengthening, when we are opening our body, when we are moving our limbs away, when we are unbending joints, we typically inhale. When we are coming back to center is when we exhale. The other time is with core work. Whenever you're doing core work and you're activating, it's the exhalation that we do the core work on. So that's where the work is. When it comes to bridge posture, I like to do the exhale in the work part. So when I'm pushing my feet in and I'm squeezing my tushy, I'm exhaling to bring in that big muscular action and inhaling into the relaxation. So there is nothing that it's not a one size. There's an intention behind the breath. And for when I'm teaching, I teach intentionally. But if you were going to do it intuitively, you inhale to lengthen, to open, to expand, to bring breath into your body, into your belly, and you contract to push the breath out. So I hope that helps. And I'll try to focus on that more in my teaching. All right. You feel so good. Great. Hopefully your feet do too. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.